Journey is a rock band that formed in San Francisco in 1973. Journey had their biggest commercial success between 1978 and 1987 when Steve Perry was lead vocalist. In fact, Journey's number 7th album, Escape, was the band's most successful album in the band's career. It reached number 1 on the Billboard 200. They had a number 1 album, but no number 1 songs. Journey has sold over 52 million albums in the United States, making them the 11th best-selling band. Their worldwide sales have reached over 100 million records globally, making them one of the world's best-selling bands of all time. But yet they did not have a number 1 song in their career, and that surprised me. So I wanted to do a video on Journey's top 10 number 1 songs of all time. So then as I started doing the research to get their 10 number 1 songs, I noticed one thing wrong with coming up with 10 number 1 songs. They only had 14 songs that made it in the top 20. Out of those 14 songs, only 6 of them made it in the top 10, and only 2 making it in the top 5. I was a big fan of this group. I bought 3 albums of theirs in the 1980s: Escape, Frontiers, and Raised on Radio. I also bought Trail by Fire in 1996. So when I was doing the research for this video, you could say that I was shocked to discover that they had no number 1 songs in the group's long career. I could not believe it. I have listened to this band for a lot of years. I never noticed that they had never had a number 1 hit on Billboard's Hot 100. I asked myself, how can a group have a song that as of 2024 has been streamed over 1.8 billion times, has made the writers of that song over $9 million in royalties, but that song does not make it to number 1? So I'm counting down Journey's top 10 songs and where they peaked at on the Billboard Hot 100. So let's get started. Here at number 10 is Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', off the Evolution album. It was on the charts for 16 weeks, to reach its peak at number 16. At number 9, this song was released in 1986. It took this song 13 weeks to make it to number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1987. It stayed at number 14 for 2 weeks before sliding down the charts. It's off the album Raised on Radio, and the name of the song is I'll Be Alright Without You. Number 8. This song peaked at number 12. This album featured all of the original band members for the first time since 1983 and the Frontiers album. It would be the last time Steve Perry and Steve Smith would ever perform in Journey again. This album would not be accompanied by a tour, due to Steve Perry's hip injury. This song came off the Trial by Fire album that was released in October of 1996. First week on the charts, it went to number 17. Second week, it climbed to number 14. Third week, it went to number 13, stayed there for 2 weeks. On the week of December 14th, this song hit number 12 after 8 weeks on the charts. That would be the highest on the Billboard Hot 100 it would go. So number 8 on the Journey's top 10 countdown is When You Love a Woman. Number 7 on the countdown. Despite not having a chorus in the song, it has become one of the group's most recognizable hits. It has been called the greatest power ballad ever recorded. This song was the second release from the 1983 album Frontiers, and it peaked at number 12 for 3 weeks back in the week of June 11th. It is Faithfully. Number 6. This song was the first release off their 9th studio album. In April of 1986, Raised on Radio was released, and this would be the second song from this album on the countdown. This song peaked at number 9, and the name of the song is Be Good to Yourself. Number 5. In 1981, the band added Jonathan Cain, just before they went into the studio, to record their 7th album. Cain kept the song title from encouragement his father gave him as a struggled musician in Los Angeles, and this song went on to become one of Journey's biggest hits. In October of 1981, this song climbed the charts and became the number 9 song on the charts. It stayed at number 9 for 2 weeks, but on week ending February 6th, 1982, the song had dropped all the way down to 62 on the charts after 15 weeks. With 1.8 billion streams as of 2024, I'm sure by now you can guess the song, and you were as shocked as I was. That number 9 is as high as this song got on the Billboard Hot 100. Off the Escape album, it is Don't Stop Believin'. Number 4. The number 4 song was intended for the 1983 album Frontiers, but was pulled from the album just days of recording in favor of songs Back Talk and Trouble Child. It was then sold to the band Scandal, who released it in 1984 off their album Warrior. As the first commercially released version of the song, Journey's version was released on the soundtrack to the 1985 film Vision Quest. It would be released as a single back in 1985. It took this song 9 weeks to peak at number 9, Only the Young. Number 3. It took this song 7 weeks to reach number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. Back in 1983, it would stay at number 8 for 6 weeks. To accompany the song on MTV, the band shot its first concept video. It was a difficult experience for a variety of reasons and received mixed reviews from critics. Some say it was the worst video on MTV. It is off the Frontiers album, and the song is Separate Ways, Worlds Apart. Number 2. This song peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 back in 1981. It stayed at number 4 for 2 weeks before getting ousted by For Your Eyes Only, Sheena Easton. Both weeks it was at number 4. It couldn't get any higher because the same 3 songs stayed at their position. Number 3. Stop Dragging My Heart Around, Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty. Number 2. Arthur's Theme, The Best That You Can Do, Christopher Cross. Number 1. Endless Love, Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. Off the 1981 album Escape. The song is Who Is Crying Now? So, we have come to the number 1 song in the countdown. I'm sure if you were a Journey fan, you can guess the number 1 song on the countdown. Before I reveal the number 1 song, here is a countdown of the top 9. Number 10. Love and Touch and Squeeze It. Number 9. I'll Be Alright Without You. Number 8. When You Love a Woman. Number 7. Faithfully. Number 6. Be Good to Yourself. Number 5. Don't Stop Believin'. Number 4. Only the Young. Number 3. Separate Ways, Worlds Apart. Number 2. Who's Crying Now? And the number 1 Journey song has been described as one of the greatest love songs ever written. VH1 named this song as the greatest power ballads of all time. It peaked at number 2 for 6 weeks in 1982. 3 weeks it spent behind Centerfold, the Jay Giles Band. Then 3 weeks behind I Love Rock and Roll, Joan Jett, and the Blackhearts. Journey just could never make it to the top of the Billboard Hot 100, and I am shocked about that. I sure thought they had some number 1s in their portfolio. But they don't, and that doesn't change anything for me. They're still my favorite band of all time. So, without further ado, the number 1 song on the Journey's Top 10 countdown comes from the album Escape. It is Open Arms. I sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like and subscribe, that would be appreciated. Thank you for watching.